Hello and welcome to the 30k channel. I'm your host David and I've been joined by two returners, not remainers. We've got Joe and Pete. Good morning, gents.
Good morning.
Wow. Now it's been, we've just discussed this, it's been a really long time since either of these guys were on last. A couple of years for you, Joe?
2 years for me, yeah.
Probably the same.
Probably the same,
maybe
yeah.
the same. We were at the old place then. So, but you blokes have been extremely busy since the last time we saw you.
Very busy.
Pete, you have collected a humongous Scars army.
Yeah. Recently featured on Warhammer TV.
Yeah.
7,500 points painted in the last year.
Wow.
And with that still to go for the next year.
Crazy. Sure. Really great to have Scars, particularly with the new units, but we're going to come to those very, very soon. Joe, we saw you with Word Bearers.
Word Bearers, yeah. Yep, so started Sons of Horus since then. Slow grow. I painted these up for an event in March this year.
Yep.
So they were painted quite quickly, but added a couple of units since, quite a lot more to go.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and work and family get in the way.
Hey, we all know that. That's good. But yeah, last time we saw you were in Zone Mortalis.
So frontline game this time.
Yeah. So we're playing a big old game today. We've got 2,750 points, I think.
Yep.
About what you had painted, is that right?
Yes. This is everything I painted. That Predator was finished 2 days ago.
Excellent.
The matte and the gloss went on it. So
good man. Good effort. First of all, before we go any further, we have to say thank you to both of these gents. They've put a lot of effort for being here today. A lot of people just think, oh, we get guys that are 3-4 miles away from the channel. Absolutely not. You've both come down from up north, haven't you? Well, you've come from the south. Sorry.
Yeah.
You've stayed at a friend's house.
Yeah, I stayed at Matt Swift's house last night. Yeah.
Yes, and they both arrived really early this morning. You came from Manchester.
Yeah.
And Joe, you're from Exeter.
Exeter for me, so yeah.
So, you know, combined mileage of these guys is huge. And we've got to film a game and then they've got to get home tonight as well. So I really appreciate your effort. Thank you so much.
It's good to be here.
My pleasure. In return, they are going to give us a fantastic game, I have no doubt. Pete, I'm going to start with the White Scars. They're a bit of a flavour of the month at the moment, particularly with the new rules and all the new units they've got.
Yeah.
Some really impressive new models they've got as well.
Yeah. So today I'm going to be fielding the Ebon Keshik, which went up on the Forge World store yesterday. I was lucky enough to get them at Warhammer Fest over a month ago now. The second new unit I was able to get at the Games Expo a couple of weeks ago, and that is the Kaizagan Assault Speeders.
Yeah. They look really cool. They're like a seriously heavy armoured version of the standard one, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're scary.
Armour 12 at the front instead of the Armour 11.
Wow.
A Carey's Assault cannon and 2 Reaper Orc cannons on the side.
Yeah, some serious firepower, right?
Yeah.
Going to be really interesting to see how they go. And with White Scars in general, they are zipping all over the board. They're going to be pretty tough to catch, I think.
Yeah. Today I've taken a atypical Chagorian Brotherhood, which people would expect, but I would say it's not the only way to run White Scars.
Yeah.
The good thing as well, we've got I need to get the pronunciation correct. We've got a Cistus, is that correct? Castus?
Castus. Tomato.
Who knows? What should we say for this game?
I'm going to be running with Castus, but I could be wrong.
We'll go with Castus. Really good to see one of these on the board as well. They are such an impressive vehicle, I think. They look cool.
They're lovely models.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for the best, most thematic way to get the Ebon Keshik into battle, and with Chagorian Brotherhood and the limitations that have been introduced in Book 8, I decided that my heavy support choice was the thing to give up and run that instead of a Fire Actor, which would have found second place, so that I kept my fast attack slots free for as many speed as I could get in the list.
Yeah. Joe's looking forward to those.
Yeah.
The army as a whole looks absolutely fantastic. You've done an amazing job. I did see the bits on Warhammer TV, and the whole thing arrayed was just so impressive.
It's impressive, really impressive.
Yes, looks awesome.
Yeah.
Joe, let's talk about your newfound passion.
Yes.
Sons of Horus.
Traitors again.
Great Legion, though.
They are. And they really suit the way I play. With my Word Bearers, I play quite aggressively. With Sons of Horus, that's probably even more so. This is quite an aggressive list. There's more tanks than I would usually run in my Word Bearers.
Yep.
So there's an armoured column supported by the Justair and Spearhead. So the big unit will be deep striking in, and then I've got a Dreadclaw for the other unit. So hopefully I can position them correctly, though no doubt people then run.
Yeah, you need to take advantage of that death dealer rule, don't you? By
Yeah.
getting in within 12 inches,
Yeah.
and it's the 2s to hit.
Yeah, that's going to be massive. And then Weapon Master Vets as well means I've got that additional weapon skill in combat as well if I can get there.
Yeah, and you've also got a reasonable rate of fire with those plasma Preds as well, haven't you?
And the normal Pred, it's got 4 shots.
Yeah.
And plus the last cannons, so it's
Yeah.
there's a nice balance in the list.
Yeah, I think both players are going to have quite a tricky time dealing with each other, particularly the White Stars, because they are so manoeuvrable.
Yeah.
It's all about board position, I think, with the Suns to make sure that they can at least hit some of the White Scars each turn. But just the manoeuvrability of these guys and the firepower, you've got a ton of firepower.
Yeah, there is, but I do feel from the games that I've had, it is a bit of a glass hammer.
Okay.
In that you either hit hard or you go home.
Okay. It's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Now, the mission we've got for you today, we're playing a Bloodfeed mission on a Vanguard strike. And both armies pretty much give up exactly the same victory points. It's about 14, 15 points both of the armies give up. So I don't think we need to secretly write down the units that we've chosen. I think it's pretty obvious. Pete, you've gone for tanks?
Yeah. And I guess that you've gone for bikes.
Yes, definitely bikes.
Not the Flyer, no?
No.
Okay.
No, I'd rather have the bikes.
Yeah, so don't forget, we've got Death Toll, so each unit is worth a point, and then you've got the Blood Feud target on top of that. We've got Warlords. I'm just reading my notes in front of me because I honestly can't remember. Last Man Standing and Slay the Warlord. So there's a lot of points up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget, you're giving away a point for Pride of Legion as well. Do you give up any points like that, or you're?
If he destroys all of my bikes, he gets an additional D3 victory points at the end of the game.
Worth killing.
Sneaky, yeah. So there's a load of points up for grabs, and there's a ton of firepower coming from both ends. So it'll be really interesting to see that. The board we've got for you is some new bits of terrain. I've been painting them up for ages. They've probably taken me 3 months, which is ridiculous. They should have taken a lot less. But we've got a couple of 40k bastions with the Aegis defense line, and then we've got like a little landing pad with some crates and stuff. So I'm conscious that you've both got a ton of models that we need to kind of accommodate for. Yeah. So it looks a little bit open right now, but once everything's down, we've got a massive hill to obscure line of sight, and there's quite a few crates. One of my favourite pieces to train the old Games Workshop crate. They are cool. Gents, I say this to everyone, but I genuinely am looking forward to this game. I've played the Sons of Horus.
Yes.
They are prickly to get to grips with.
Yeah. I think you won by a victory point, and it was fairly close.
I was lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, those Justarian are super tough. But then I've also played Scars, and I have been chasing them around the board forever and a day. So I don't know.
Hopefully that's what Joe will be doing today.
Fingers crossed. All right, we are going to dig into these lists, find out exactly what they've taken, and then we will see you at the beginning of turn 1.
2,750 points of Sons of Horus, led by Abaddon. His warlord trait is Intimidating Presence, and I'm running the Pride of Legion Rite of War. Sons of Horus HQs, Abaddon, leading the army as the warlord. He is armed with a power sword, and he has the warlord trait Intimidating Presence. Also accompanying him is a Primus Medicae in Cataphracti armor with a power axe. First Sons of Horus troop choice from Pride of the Legion is a unit of 5 Justarian. There are 3 Power Fists, a Multi-Melter, a Power Sword, and a Chain Fist, and they are running a dedicated transport of an Anvilus Pattern Dreadclaw drop pod. The second troop choice for the Sons of Horus is a unit of 9 Justarian. There is a Multi-Melter, a Power Axe, 2 Chain Fists, and the rest are all armed with Power Fists. Third troop choice for the Sons of Horus is a 10-man veteran squad with a sergeant with Artificer armor and a Power Fist, 2 Melter guns, a Vexilla, and Melter bombs on the whole unit. They are using Weapon Master as their veteran trait and have a Rhino as a dedicated transport. This has a Dozer Blade. Final Sons of Horus troop choice is another 10-man veteran squad, this time with a Vexilla, 2 plasma guns, Melter bombs on everyone, and a sergeant with Artificer armor and a Power Fist. They again have a dedicated transport of a Rhino. This has a Dozer Blade and a Multi-Melter. Sons of Horus Fast Attack is a Primus Lightning Strike Fighter. This has 2 pairs of Kraken Penetrator missiles and a Ramjet diffraction grid. Sons of Horus Heavy Support. We have the Venator Tank Destroyer. This has Heavy Bolter Sponsons and a Dozer Blade. Second Sons of Horus Heavy Support choice is a Lone Predator. This has Las Cannon Sponsons, extra armor and a Dozer Blade, and Machine Spirit. Final Sons of Horus Heavy Support choice is another Predator Squadron. 2 predators in this, both armed with plasma execution cannons, heavy bolter sponsons, and dozer blades.
2,750 points of White Scars, led by a Praetor running the Chagorian Brotherhood. The Warlord trait is Knight Attacker. HQ choice for the White Scars, a Khan or a Praetor, using the Rite of War Chagorian Brotherhood. He's got a Paragon Blade, mastercrafted, Melter Bombs, digital lasers, Iron Halo, and he rides on a Scimitar jet bike. White Scars Elite, 5 Ebon Keshig, wearing Tartarus Terminator armor and carrying Power Glaives. 5 Veteran Space Marines. The Veteran Sergeant has Artificer armor, a Combi Melter, and a Power Weapon. They're running Machine Killer, and there's 2 Combi Weapons, Melter Bombs, and a Melter Gun. They're riding in a dedicated transport of a Rhino that has a Dozer Blade, extra armor, and a Pintle Multi-Melter. White Scars troops, 6 Jetbike Sky Hunters, has a Sergeant with a Power Weapon and Melter Bombs, and 2 Volkite Culverins. 6 Jetbike Sky Hunters, the Sergeant has Melter Bombs, and the squad has 2 Volkite Culverins. 3 Jetbike Sky Hunters, the squad has a Volkite Culverin, and all members in the squad have Melter Bombs. Another 3 Jetbike Sky Hunters, the squad is armed again with a Volkite Culverin, and all members have Melter Bombs. The final troops choice are 5 Outriders. Squad Sergeant has Melter Bombs, and the bikes themselves have twin-linked plasma guns. Fast attack for the White Scars, 2 Kaizagan Assault Speeders. As a squadron, they have a Carries Assault Cannon at the front and 2 twin-linked Reaper Orc cannons. Javelin Attack Speeder Squadron, containing 2 Javelin Land Speeders. They have Cyclone Missile Launchers and Pintle-mounted Multi-Melters. The final fast attack choice is a Land Speeder Squadron. Contains 3 Land Speeders identically armed with Pintle-mounted Multi-Melters and a hull-mounted Graviton gun. White Scars Heavy Support. It's a Caestus Assault Ram with 2 wing-mounted missile launchers and frag assault launchers.
Pete, Joe, Sons of Horus, White Scars, deployment's been done. Joe, you've not got a lot on the board.
No, never do with this army. It's more the armoured column, and I'm hoping he doesn't destroy all my tanks turn 1, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, Pete, your army is quite a lot down, and it's quite intimidating, isn't it?
Yeah, equally I've got a lot in reserve that will come on via outflank, but I've got a horde of jet bikes ready to come across the plains and try and get around the back of the tanks.
Great stuff. Now, Pete, you deploy first and go first, but Joe, do you fancy a Seas?
Definitely.
Oh, good man. And do you Seas on a 6? You've got any modifiers?
No, 6 for me, unfortunately.
All right, gents. Well, let's have a friendly handshake before we get into that.
Good luck.
What have we got?
You too.
6.
Yes. Love it.
So, Sons of Horus turn 1 movement phase.
I'll be jinking.
Sons of Horus turn 1 movement. This Predator's moved forwards slightly to get a better bead on the 3-man Scars bike unit. The Rhino has swiveled slightly. I might try a cheeky shot if I'm in range with the multi-melter. The Dreadclaws come down in the middle of the 2 bastions. So hopefully that'll threaten the centre of the board a bit and give Pete something to think about with the Scars. The Venators come forward hoping to get the Javelins just in range. Again, the Predators have moved forward to have a go at the larger Scars bike unit, though I might have a go at the smaller unit if I decide they are a worse target in terms of melter bombs. And the Rhino has just chivied round to deal with any outflankers. Sons of Horus turn 1 shooting. The Plasma Predators have opened up on the larger Scars bike unit with their plasma cannons. I scored 4 hits and caused 4 wounds, which Pete failed 2 jinx saves on, so they're down to 4 men. The Sons of Horus Venator opened up at the Scars Javelins. It scored 1 hit. Unfortunately, due to Jink, no damage was caused. The Sons of Horus Predator opened up on the 3-man Scars bike unit with everything it had. It missed with its las cannon that it powered the Machine Spirited. It hit with the snap-firing las cannon, but unfortunately the Scars made their Jink saves. It then opened up with its main cannon, causing one of the Scars to fall from his saddle. An alright turn for the Sons of Horus, 3 bikers dead. Everyone made their leadership tests, unfortunately, so none of the Scars ran. Overall, a solid if unspectacular turn.
White Scars, turn 1 movement. The White Scars have adopted a tactic to encircle the Sons of Horus armoured column, with the Sky Hunter smaller unit moving up behind the crates, the Khan's larger unit moving up the field closer to the Sons of Horus. Over on the left flank, the second larger jet bike unit has started to move along the board edge towards the Sons of Horus Rhino, and the Javelins have moved up in support. The second smaller unit of Sky Hunter jet bikes has gone straight up onto the landing pad and now will decide to turbo boost in the shooting phase. White Scars, turn 1 shooting. The larger unit of jet bikes has turbo boosted towards the Predators. The first unit of smaller Sky Hunter jet bikes has turbo boosted towards the Venator. Over on the right flank, the Khan's unit has moved around to the board edge, taking up the far right, whereas what remains of the smaller Sky Hunter unit has moved around into support, ready to try and come around the flank of the Predator. The only shoot in this turn was from the White Scars Javelins that previously jinked. They fired with their full weapon system, and both multi-melters hit. However, one of those shots rebounded. The missile also got 1 hit through, causing the Rhino to explode. In the detonation, one of the Sons of Horus also fell. However, the unit wasn't pinned. White Scars, end of turn 1. It was all about positioning in this turn. However, I did manage to get a lucky hit on the Rhino, causing it to explode and causing the Sons of Horus to disembark from it.
Sons of Horus turn 2 movement. The Lightning has appeared and is gunning for the Javelins. It's come on 18 inches from the Sons of Horus board edge. The Plasma Predators have manoeuvred backwards ever so slightly to draw a bead onto this larger unit of Scars jet bikes on this side of the board, and the Veterans have shuffled round to try and do the same. The Sons of Horus Venator has reversed backwards slightly to get a bead on the 3 Scars jet bikes in front of it, and the Rhino has manoeuvred into support. The Just Staring have got out of their Dreadclaw and may attempt a 10-inch charge in the assault phase. The only other movement is the lone Sons of Horus Predator has turned and is now aiming down the barrel at the large horde of Scars jet bikes in front of it. Sons of Horus turn 2 shooting. The Venator opened up the round by firing all its weapon systems at the Scars jet bikes. The main gun killed the biker despite having a Jink save, and I snap fired with the remaining heavy bolters but only scored 1 hit, and the Scars successfully jinked. The Sons of Horus Rhino opened up on the small unit as well. It successfully scored a hit with its multi-melter. Unfortunately, the Scars made their Jink save. The Sons of Horus Just Staring opened up on the small unit of bikes. They hit with the multi-melter, but the Jink save was successful. 2 of them were within Death Dealer range, so they were hitting on 2s. They hit with all 4. Unfortunately, no wounds were taken from them or the remaining 2. Unfortunately for the Scars, they failed their leadership test and have broken 10 inches. The Sons of Horus Lightning opened up on the Scars Javelins. It fired 2 Kraken Penetrator missiles and its las cannons. They jinked, meaning only one of them went down to the Rain of Fire. The Sons of Horus Plasma Predators opened up on the large unit of jet bikes in front of them. They jinked. 1 went down to the plasma cannons. Unfortunately, the Sponson snap fired and couldn't achieve any damage. The Sons of Horus Veterans, whose Rhino got destroyed last turn, opened up with everything they had at the Scars bikers in front of them. Using the Death Dealer rule meant that they got a lot more hits in than they usually would. They managed to successfully kill the sergeant with a melter gun. Unfortunately, the bolters pattered harmlessly off the scimitar jet bikes. Unfortunately, the White Scars jet bikes passed their leadership despite the death of their sergeant. The final shooting in the Sons of Horus turn was the Lone Predator. He opened up with everything he had into the smaller unit of Scars bikers, who were all armed with melter bombs, successfully killing one and forcing the other to flee. Sons of Horus turn 2 summary. A good turn for the Sons of Horus, broke the 2 smaller units of bikers, which saves the tanks for another turn from the melter bombs. The only disappointment is the fact that the Justarian are now in the open, but hopefully they will get a target next turn when the outflankers start to arrive.
White Scars turn 2 movement. All units came on from ongoing reserves except for the Landspeeder Squadron that, due to deep strike mishap, may come on next turn. On the left-hand flank, the jet bikes and the javelins moved up to take on the veterans of the Sons of Horus, whereas the Outriders and the veterans of the White Scars outflanked behind the lines of the Predator and Sons of Horus infantry. In the centre of the table, the assault ram came flying on at its full velocity to get as close to the Sons of Horus Venator as possible. On the other flank, the Khan and his unit of jet bikes moved up to start assaulting the Sons of Horus Predator, with the Kazagan speeders moving on to try and target the Dreadclaw. Those units that were falling back from the Sons of Horus shooting in the last turn managed to rally and move up to support their brethren. White Scars turn 2 shooting. The Kazagans opened up the shooting phase by shooting their Reaper autocannons at the Dreadclaw that was skimming and managed to score 3 penetrating shots. Unfortunately, the Dreadclaw couldn't jink and managed to get 2 immobilized results, causing it to be wrecked. The Khan and his retinue opened fire on the Predator, targeting the side armour, causing 2 hull points. The Caestus targeted the Venator, causing a penetrating hit, and as a result, it managed to get the side armour, blowing it up. The Skyhunter jet bikes fired down at the veteran Sons of Horus. Now, that unit jinked in the previous round, so they caused 2 hits with the Volkites. However, the Sons of Horus were able to save on the armour rolls. The Javelin, which again jinked in the previous round, took some shots at the Predator Squadron, managed to hit the side armour with a penetrating shot, causing 1 hull point, shaking the Predator Squadron. The Outriders opened up their plasma guns, causing 9 wounds to the veteran squadron, leaving just the melter gunner alive. 5 melter shots, combined from the veteran squad and their Rhino, went into the back of the Predator Strike Squadron, destroying both Predators. Luckily, neither exploded. The White Scars Skyhunter jet bikes that had regrouped this turn decided to take a shot up at the Lightning that was flying past them. The Lightning decided not to jink, and as such caused 1 hull point from the Volkite fire up at the aerial craft. White Scars turn 2 assault phase. The Khan and his retinue charged into the Predator, throwing melter bombs down the hatches, causing the Predator to be destroyed, however, didn't explode. At the end of this turn, it looks like the White Scars have got their upper hand, encircling the Sons of Horus, and hopefully moving towards securing a victory. However, it's not all over yet.
Sons of Horus turn 3. Once again, Abaddon has failed to appear. The Sons of Horus Rhino has gone full retreat away from the Praetor and his jet bike unit. The Justarian are eyeing a target of the smaller jet bike unit. The Sons of Horus Lightning has done a full 90-degree turn and is eyeing up the Kazagan speeders. I might put a couple of missiles into them later. And the lone Sons of Horus veteran is deciding which of his targets to choose in a do-or-die attempt. Sons of Horus turn 3 shooting phase. The Lightning opened up with its remaining 2 Kraken penetrators and its las cannons at the Kazagan speeders. Unfortunately, both of them made successful jink saves, meaning no damage was caused. The Sons of Horus Rhino opened up with its multi-melter with a snapshot at the Castasis assault ram. Unfortunately, it failed to hit. In the final act of the Sons of Horus shooting phase, the lone veteran opened up with his melter gun at the Sons of Horus jet bikes. Unfortunately, they jinked, meaning no damage was caused. Sons of Horus turn 3 assault. The lone veteran bravely attempted to attack the 2 jet bikes. The snap firing from them proved ineffective. Unfortunately, the veteran just couldn't achieve the charge. The Justarin were eyeing up the last 2 jet bikes in the centre of the board. Unfortunately, they rolled snake eyes, and the snap shooting again proving ineffective. A poor turn for the Sons of Horus. I could have done with getting at least one of those charges off, particularly the Justarin in the centre of the board. Also, the Lightning disappointed not taking the Kazagan speeders out, or at least damaging them. Overall, I think we're looking down the barrel here.
White Scars turn 3 movement. With the arrival of the land speeders into the centre of what remains of the Sons of Horus, the Ebon Keshig have disembarked from the Caestus ram, ready to assault the Justarin, while the Khan and his retinue are coming around to hopefully wipe out any survivors from the Rhino. White Scars turn 3 shooting. The lone Sky Hunter, with its Volkite Culverin, took a shot to open up the round at the Lightning, doing no damage. However, the Kazagan speeders started with their Reaper autocannons up at the Lightning, causing it to crash and burn with its remaining hull point taken away. The Sky Hunter unit, over facing against the lone veteran, opened fire up on him. However, he made his successful armor saves. Trying to take him down as well were the White Scars veterans, opening up with rapid fire bolters. Again, unsuccessful. The Outriders turbo boosted around the power generator, moving into a better position for next turn. The Javelin secured the landing pad, hoping to get into a good position to cause a denial to any Sons of Horus that deep striked into the centre. The White Scars Landspeeder Squadron opened up their multi-melters against the Rhino, causing it to blow up, killing 2 of the Sons of Horus veterans in the process. The Khan's unit opened up fire with their Volkite Culverins and the heavy bolters at the veteran Sons of Horus, killing just 1, forcing a leadership check. However, they passed that successfully. The Sky Hunter jet bikes opened up fire with their heavy bolter and Volkite Culverin into the Justarin, causing 1 wound, which deflagrated, and causing a further one, taking out one of the Sons of Horus. The Caestus assault ram, in support of the Ebon Keshig that have disembarked, fired its missile launchers at the Justarin, causing 2 wounds. However, these shots were saved by the armour. White Scars turn 3 assault. It started by the Khan trying to charge into the veteran Space Marines of the Sons of Horus. However, they were unable to make their charge, but equally did not take any wounds from the veterans. In the centre, the Justarin was successfully charged by the Ebon Keshig, and over on the far flank, the veteran Space Marine was charged by the other jet bikes. The White Scars Sky Hunter jet bikes attacked the veteran of the Sons of Horus, however, were unable to cause any wounds that penetrated the armour. The veteran, however, took down one of the jet bikes. They did not break. The Justarin took their attacks against the Ebon Keshig first. Even though they hit against the same initiative, there's a lot less attacks on the Justarin to do first. The lone Justarin with a power sword did its 2 attacks against the Ebon Keshig, causing 1 wound, taking down a Terminator, which failed its feel no pain. The Ebon Keshig hit back at the same time as the Justarin with the power sword, with their 15 attacks, out of which 10 hit. 7 cause wounds, and with invulnerable saves, 2 Justarin die. The Justarin hit back at Initiative 1 with 4 attacks. 3 were hit, and only 1 wound went through, which killed one of the Keshig. The Ebon Keshig won their combat, and the Justarin passed their leadership check with Stubborn. White Scars end of turn 3. It was a very good round for the White Scars, where they were able to secure key locations across the table. However, the Sons of Horus are still hanging on in there. Next turn, Abaddon will be coming in automatically. Let's see where he goes.
Sons of Horus turn 4. Abaddon turned up automatically this turn. Thank God. Also, he scattered and almost managed to end up in an assault ram, which could have gone horribly wrong. Other than that, the movement phase for the Sons of Horus was confined to the veteran squad, who have just shuffled around to choose their shot in the shooting phase. Sons of Horus turn 4 shooting. The veterans started the phase by opening up on the land speeders that are coming up on their flank, managing to glance one to death and cause another hull point on another. The Justaerin opened up on the jinking land speeders, successfully managing to blow one up with the multi-melter. Now we're going to move on to the combi bolters and hopefully peel the last one off, earning us some much needed victory points. The Justaerin opened up with all their combi bolters. Thanks to Death Dealer, all of the shots hit, causing 18 hits, but only 2 glanced. Unfortunately, both jink saves were made, meaning the speeder remains. Sons of Horus turn 4 assault phase. The veteran, facing off against the jet bike, remains locked in combat as both fail to wound each other. The combat between the Justaerin and the Ebon Keshig at the centre of the board continues. At Initiative 4, the Ebon Keshig struck out with 6 attacks against the Justaerin, but luckily managed to land not a single hit, which means it's now the Justaerin's turn to strike back. The Justaerin struck back against the Ebon Keshig at Initiative 1, managing to kill one, meaning they win the combat. Unfortunately, the Ebon Keshig managed to roll a 9, which means they stay in combat. After losing the combat to the Justaerin, the Ebon Keshig attempted to hit and run to charge again in their phase. They needed a 4 or under on their initiative check. Unfortunately, they rolled a 6, which means they remain locked in combat with the Justaerin. Sons of Horus turn 4 review. Not a bad turn for the Sons of Horus. Now it's just a case of hunkering down and weathering the storm that's of firepower that's about to come their way.
White Scars turn 4 movement. We have encircled the Sons of Horus, ready to go in for the kill. White Scars turn 4 shooting. The Javelin, the Land Speeder and the Rhino opened up fire at the Justaerin. The Javelin managed to kill one with a multi-melter shot. The Kazagan Assault Speeders open up fire on the Justaerin, causing multiple wounds, taking out one of the Justaerin and causing a wound to another. The small unit of Skyhunter jet bikes open up fire. With the Primus Decay the closest target, they all make lookout sir attacks. However, no wounds are caused. We forgot to do the Graviton gun from the Speeder, so we've gone back and done it. It caused 6 strength tests to be taken. However, it only caused 1 wound to the Justaerin. The Khan and his retinue open up fire on the Sons of Horus veterans, causing 3 deaths amongst them. However, they passed their leadership check. The Outrider squad, firing their plasma guns at long range, managed to kill one of the Justaerin. However, in that, one of the Outriders overheated, causing themselves to explode. The Caestus opened up with its magma melter, firing down at the Justaerin. It scattered, however, it did cause 2 wounds, but the Primus Medicae and the Justaerin that it hit managed to survive from it. The missiles also opened up, causing no wounds. White Scars turn 4 assault phase. The Khan and his retinue charge in against the veteran Space Marines armed with plasma guns, to which the Khan actually took a wound charging. Over on the far side, the veterans of the White Scars charge into the existing combat of the lone veteran of the Sons of Horus and the Skyhunter jet bike. First off, the combat between the veterans and the Skyhunter jet bike. The Sons of Horus veteran gets his attacks against the Skyhunter jet bike, but fails to wound. However, the veteran of the White Scars hits him with a power sword, killing him instantly. The continuing fight of the Ebon Keshig versus the Justaerin. The Ebon Keshig were successful at getting 1 wound against one of the Justaerin, and they struck back with their Power Fist and Chain Fist, causing 3 wounds. The Tartarus armor, however, managed to save all on its invulnerable save. The Khan opens up combat at Initiative 5 against the Sons of Horus veterans in a challenge against the Sergeant, causing 3 deaths of the unit. The Khan's retinue finished off the final Sons of Horus veteran Space Marine. Then the consolidation meant that they were ready to receive the charge from Abaddon and his retinue.
Sons of Horus turn 5 movement. Abaddon, sensing blood, has moved towards the Khan and his retinue for the inevitable charge in the assault phase. Sons of Horus turn 5 shooting. The Justaerin, with Abaddon, have opened up on the White Scars bikes in front of them, managing to slay 1 thanks to Death Dealer. Sons of Horus turn 5 assault. The Justaerin have crashed into the jet bikes, with Abaddon bellowing a challenge to the Khan as he charges in. None of the Justarin fell to Overwatch fire either, which means the full complement that was left at the beginning of the turn is ready for combat. Sons of Horus turn 5 combat. The combat between the Justarin and the Ebon Keshig at the centre of the board has resulted in the initiative 4 step of the loss of a Justarin to the Power Glaives. Now the Justarin is readying his Chain Fist to strike back at initiative 1. The Justarin has swung his Chain Fist, taking the head off one of the Ebon Keshig. The remaining Keshig has decided to try and hit and run as the result of the drawn combat, but again failed his initiative check, rolling a 5. In the combat between the Justarin and the Scars Biker, the Khan has struck first at initiative 5 in the challenge, managing to land no hits against Abaddon, which means he will be swinging with his Power Fist at initiative 1, hopefully. The Scars Jetbike struck back at initiative 4 with 11 attacks, managing to kill a Justarin after he failed his save and his Feel No Pain. At initiative 1, the Primus Medicae has come in, swinging his Power Axe, felling 2 of the Scars Bikers. The Multi-Melter and Power Axe armed Justarin has come in and felled an additional Biker. Now it's on to the Power Fists and Chain Fists. Abaddon has swung his mastercrafted Power Fist at the Khan, managing 3 hits and 3 wounds. Unfortunately, the Khan passed all but one of his Iron Halo saves, leaving him on 1 wound. The Justarin that remained at initiative 1 swung in with 12 attacks, causing 8 wounds, slaying the Khan and his remaining 2 Bikers. They're now going to consolidate 4 inches, ready to receive the shooting and possible charges next turn. Sons of Horus turn 5 review. A great turn for the Sons of Horus, killing the Khan and his retinue. Getting the Justarin to pass their difficult terrain test from the Grav guns was key, and getting that charge was very good for them. Now it's whether I can get to any more units for the rest of the game.
White Scars turn 5 movement. What we've done here is effectively ensure that the White Scars move away, feinting the attack against the Sons of Horus, but still providing range where a death by 1,000 cuts can take its toll on the Justarin. The one difference is the Assault Ram that has gone into flyer mode and gone full stride towards the Justarin. White Scars turn 5 shoot-in is opened up by the Caseless Assault Ram, firing its Magma Melter and missile launchers against the Justarin, killing 2 of them. The combined firepower of the Outriders, Landspeeder and Rhino firing into the Justarin all hit but caused no wounds. The 2 units of Skyhunter and the Javelin fire into the Justarin, causing 2 to fall. The Kazagan Speeders open up with a hail of fire shooting against the Justarin, causing 3 wounds, killing the Primaris Medicae and causing an additional wound to the final Justarin that is with Abaddon. The final part of turn 5 of the White Scars in the shooting phase is that the lone Volkite Culverin Jetbike has turbo boosted into a better position for turn 6. White Scars turn 5 assault phase. The single Ebon Keshig duels with the final Justarin he is in combat with, causing a single wound. Luckily, the Justarin does not get any hits back on that final member of the Keshig. Looking at turn 5 as a whole, we've managed to whittle down the Justarin. Now it looks very bleak to try and catch the White Scars.
Sons of Horus turn 6 roundup. Surprised to get this far, given turn 2 earlier in the game, but not a lot left on the board. The Justarin have moved towards the Bikers and took a single pot shot, fortunately not causing any wounds. In the centre of the board, the combat between the Keshig and the Justarin ends with a White Scars victory, who's now coming towards Abaddon, shouting a challenge.
White Scars turn 6 movement. With the game nearly secure, the White Scars slowly move in to take down the final Justarin and Abaddon, with the Ebon Keshig leading the way, ready to try and win a challenge against Abaddon. The Caseless Assault Ram, having delivered its payload and supported the White Scars, has now decided to take to the air and fly off. Turn 6 shooting phase for the White Scars. The Outriders and its supporting speeder open up with their combi plasmas and multi-melter, shooting at the Justarin and Abaddon, causing 4 invulnerable saves, to which 1 was failed, thus leaving Abaddon lone to face off against the Ebon Keshig. With Abaddon just remaining on the field for the Sons of Horus, the entire Scars Legion that are present fire against him. Now, the way that we've done this is that we've saved up all rolls from various shots for a bit of fun to see if he actually falls through weight of fire. First up is just normal armor saves.
First up, we have 13 normal 2-up saves from the Reaper autocannons and heavy bolters of the White Scars. That is 2 failed saves, leaving Abaddon on 1 wound. Next up are 9 Volkite Culverin wounds, which have deflagrate should I fail any saves. Not that that matters, given that Abaddon has 1 wound remaining. He tanks them all like a boss. Next up are 2 AP2 wounds from the Carey's Assault Cannon. Hopefully he can make his 4-up invuln. He falls at the last.
With all of the shots fired at Abaddon, he went down by death by 1,000 cuts. The day is for the White Scars.
White Scars, Sons of Horus. Well, Pete, you're a beast.
Yeah, for the Khan.
Oh,
What an amazing game.
just couldn't catch anything. Couldn't catch anything.
It was tricky. I really love that little bit at the end where we saved all of the armour saves caused by the White Scars into Abaddon, and then we took them. I think you did really well saving.
He had 3 left to take after, but it just wasn't to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Pete, we're going to start with you first.
Yeah.
I think that was an absolute lesson in White Scars, weren't it?
Yeah, it was an atypical list, thrown in with a couple of the new toys, and I think I played it as you'd expect, where I'm trying to hit you very fast, but then move out and feint to give me the range to hit you where you can't hit me back.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw that particularly right at the end, where the White Scars encircled the Sons of Horus, and wherever Joe moved, he was never going to get into combat, or even within reasonable range of the White Scars, and they just blew the Sons of Horus apart.
Yeah, it was always going to happen. I think Abaddon not turning up until when he did was a big loss for me.
That was a shame.
That serves me right for not taking Damocles. So,
However, though, we talked a lot about this. You know, if Abaddon hadn't rhymed so late, it probably would have not gone to turn 6.
no, I would agree.
So it's not too bad, and I think the way it worked out in the end, it worked quite well.
It worked really well, and to be fair, I was pleased that they managed to smash their way through the Khan's unit. That was a moral victory.
It was really good. There was a ton of points in that unit available for the Sons of Horus.
Yeah, 5. I think we worked it out at
5 with 2 for the jet bike unit, 2 for the Praetor on a jet bike, and 1 for Slay the Warlord.
Yeah.
Yes. We haven't done the victory points because, of course, the White Scars won due to wipeout. We've not had a wipeout for quite a while.
No.
So congratulations.
Thank you very much. I am a really friendly person. I do give Haribo to my opponents.
Wait, there's Haribo.
There's a lot of chocolate cake here today.
Yeah, there is.
Anyway, it's good. I think we should start off. We'll start with Joe. Tell us about the Justarian and Abaddon you brought back.
So these guys have gone in purely because I think they scored me my only victory points. I managed to injure and kill parts of quite a lot of units, but never managed to take them out. And that was one of my, I think, tactical foibles. I think I should have concentrated on the units I'd already hurt and looked to wipe them. But when they did eventually arrive, after I could eventually roll something, or they came in automatically, they did the business. They did what they came to do, and they absolutely smashed the unit that was in front of them. Unfortunately, by that point, it had let Pete manoeuvre the Scars in a typical manner just to encircle me, and then they got blown off the board.
Yeah, we've seen Justarian on the channel quite a few times, but I reinforce this every time they come on. 2 wound Terminators are phenomenal.
They are. I mean, they tanked a lot of firepower. You looked at when they were surrounded that first turn and thought if they were 1 wound Terminators, they were probably dead.
Yeah.
And with the Primus as well, they just have that little bit more staying power, and they just stay and stay.
Yeah, they did a great job, and your top man Abaddon survived right to the end. So
he did all right. He did all right. So it was a really good game. I have to say, really impressed with the Keshig. They just held mine up.
Yeah, and you brought them back, haven't you, Pete?
Yeah.
They were pretty cool.
I can't believe I've actually brought them back, because a lot of people saying that they're not as good as what they should be. And in a couple of the test games that I've had, they fluffed it and they've been decimated. But I think that they really won me the game, because they, first off, weren't going to give you a victory point if you wiped them out. And they held up the smaller squad of Justarian for a long time, so that you couldn't go off and kill anything else. They did exactly that. They didn't get their hit and run, but they didn't need to in the end.
Yeah.
No, totally agree. They stopped that smaller unit of Justarian being able to go after either the smaller unit of jet bikes that they were trying to charge previously, or the Kazagan speeders when they came in range.
Yeah.
So they just let you open up with them, and there was nothing I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, those speeders with the auto cannons and the Carey's pattern assault cannon on the front, they are phenomenal.
They are. That was a lot of shots. They would have been my second MVP. They took down the Lightning, they took down the Dreadclaw just through weight of fire, and then just started picking up the Justarian in the end.
Yeah.
Highly manoeuvrable platform, a ton of firepower, and we know in this game it's all about the dice and the weight of firepower because inevitably you're going to roll some ones or twos.
I really wanted them to come on behind the Predators at the very start of the game. I felt like I was going to get nothing out of them, and I didn't think that they were going to really showcase anything when they came on the other side. But they provided a brilliant fire support for the rest of the army.
They were really good.
I think it's fair to say as well, when those White Scars came on, it was the second turn, I think, wasn't it? They come on, you got all your reserves on. That you had an amazing round of shooting, and that pretty much was the end of the Sons of Horus by turn 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that was quite phenomenal, I thought.
Yeah, it was. It could have gone the wrong way in terms of if I didn't roll that well on my reserves and the position on the outflank, the game could have been Joe's.
Yeah.
But because I got that luck, and I didn't have something like a Damocles or anything to bring on, to enhance my reserves, other than the White Scar's own trait to +1 to my first unit, bringing it on.
Yeah.
It could have, if that didn't happen, Joe, it would have been your game.
Yeah, it was a really good game. And as I said, they just... I mean, the Lightning did nothing. That's normally my most reliable unit. They just did nothing. But them's the breaks and them's the dice.
There just wasn't that many juicy targets because you always see Lightnings hunting like Venators, or we see them going into Spartans and stuff. But your army doesn't really have that many juicy targets. I mean, they're all juicy targets, but they're not as good as a Spartan or, it's just lots of little units.
Jinx saves.
Yeah.
Pete's ability to roll jinx saves in this game was amazing.
I think the night fighting with the speeders getting the +1 to their jinx save really helped because that was your target turn 2 when it came on. And then I think that you obviously wanted the Caestus to die to it. But
yes.
I was quite good on my position in having second turn to avoid the ability for you to have a target on it.
Yeah. It was very good. And that was a good tactic from you to just stop it being able to take it out of the air.
I thought it was a really thrilling game, and I loved seeing the White Scars at their best. You did a fantastic kind of pincer manoeuvement right in the beginning of the game. That was quite key, I think, to your game, and it worked really, really well. So
I think the Welsh learned from the Zulus at Rock Strip.
Fantastic, gents. We need to talk a little bit about you now. I know you're big into hobby, so you've been on Instagram, aren't you?
Yeah.
So where can we find you, Joe?
I'm at esoteric_path. Please don't make me spell it.
I'll sort that out, don't worry. And Pete, where can we find you?
Last son of Prospero, due to my love of the Thousand Suns that led on to the Scars.
Yeah, where are you with the Thousand Suns? Are you adding or taking away? Or
they're taking a break at the moment.
Okay.
I've got to find the love to see how I want to play them. I'm mainly keeping them back for doing a Prospero campaign at some point.
Okay, cool.
Once the Scars are out of the way with all of their shiny toys.
Yeah. But there's still more to come, isn't there? A few more models to come. So
Golden Cash should be my next purchase.
Excellent. Well, I really hope you've enjoyed today's game. I've watched the whole game, obviously behind the camera, and it was absolutely thrilling. I have taken tons and tons of photos. So when this game is released, please go to the Facebook page. There'll be a load of photos for you guys to enjoy. Just one final thing. Any clubs to mention, to talk about?
No clubs, but I would like to thank James Fenlon and Jack Eldridge for doing my Abaddon for me. That's much appreciated. There was a cracking conversion. I don't particularly like the Forge World stock model.
Okay.
And wanted something a little bit different for mine, and they've done a cracking job with that.
Great stuff. We've seen Jack on the channel before. He played Miles Davis from Little Legend Studio. They were back in January of this year. So if you haven't seen that game, it was Death Guard Blood Angels. Please go back in January and watch that game. Pete?
I'm part of the Manchester Horus Heresy gaming group. Also, I post a lot of my work on Crusade and Heresy from that, starting from where I'm from in Swansea.
I think Crusade and Heresy is probably one of the biggest Facebook pages for heresy out there, isn't it?
It's one of the biggest. I don't think it's as big as the modelling group, but it is one of the strongest communities there.
Yeah.
Regular posts every day.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff on there, and it's some really good stuff, and it's run by a lovely bunch of guys, which you're good friends with, aren't you? So Yeah, it's a really great, worthwhile page. I had quite a few questions recently saying, I think some guy messaged me and said, I'm in wherever, where do I find people for Heresy? And I said, look, go to Crusade and Heresy, put a little post on there, say where you're from, and I'm sure you'll get a game. So it's a really valuable resource for Heresy.
I'm not sure how up to date it is, but there is even a location finder of people if people have put it into the map.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's how I found guys in the area in Peterborough to play with there all those years ago when I started Heresy. About 4 years ago maybe. So great resource. That is all that is left to say. Gents, I thank you so much for your efforts. Don't forget that both these guys have got to go home now. You are going back to Exeter. Woo! And you're going to Manchester.
Straight up the M6.
Yeah. So huge amounts of effort from these gents. So we thank them very, very much. I have no doubt as well that we'll see you back for some more games, hopefully.
Yeah.
If we can tempt them down from Manchester and up from Exeter. I really hope you've enjoyed this game. We will see you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.